to like whoever wins this map, it just comes down to fundamentals. Like WADA need to start and like kind of build themselves back up into this game.
And I mean, again, this is a stage that MIBR is comfortable with. The crowd here has just been amazing so far, by the way. I love to see the support, everyone coming out for them. And WADA have to see if they can start warming up, and second map of the series is where they can get comfortable. But with the agent select, yeah, with again, us having seen these two teams play it out here, Emily, these are going to be agent compositions we more so expect.
With this comp, looking at from like comparing it to the MIBR Sunset comp, I'm honestly worried for WADA here because they do rely on pushing that chamber up, especially on defense, is what they're starting on, getting those first picks, getting the op line. Here, not only do they have blind slashes and darts to clear them, they also have a KO knife that takes away Chamber's ability to TP and get out of situations that they like to push themselves into.
I mean, we'll have to see if this can be the bounce back here for WADA on Ascent, or if it's going to be MIBR starting the day off right with a 2-0. Let's head to Ascent and find out. Back to your casters, Ash and Shift.
I like the simple analysis that comes through because it's effective. This is just down to playing better mechanically. I think it really can boil down to that. Like, you could say what you want about trying to pull out a map pick that maybe MIBR wouldn't expect from WADA, but that is such a solid, straightforward point. We have to be better on our protocols. We need to be better on converting them when we have a numbers advantage. Like, it's just, it's simple as that. Sometimes it is just down to the basics, and WADA need to establish that trend early here in Ascent, Ash.
Yeah, they definitely do. We also heard from Emily the breakdown of that KO just being such a good counter. In this moment, Starbound gets ahead of that 0-point landing, but again, definitely a good counter to it. The side of MIBR already doing such a good job taking these opportunities to walk in and take this fight through the smokes for Juna, and Lissa is going to come out on top.
Yeah, that's one of those peaks, though, that for WADA, like, I just don't think you need to do that if you're Starbound. Like, you've got Juna in a really good spot. There's a lot of places they MIBR have to clear coming through B main, and Starbound just puts themselves right into the line of fire. Almost a salvage moment from Juna, getting a lot of damage done, but now MIBR, yep, they've got full control of site, and more than that, they've got full control of Boathouse, and they know where Adora is. A couple of stray shots will connect, and MIBR take the pistol. But again, we get a brilliant first blood. We've got a great setup defensively at B main. The wall splits things perfectly. Juna gets a ton of damage and a kill, but I just don't like that extra peek from Starbound. Like, there's no reason to put yourself in the line of fire when you've got someone deep at logs like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky situation. I feel like Starbound going for the swing there was just a little bit too late, trying to get the trade on Power Pixel, and Power Pixel just gets caught out trying to reposition back over towards the site. So the timing just not great for the side of WADA, though. With the deep flash to come in, you've got Juna postured with a shorty up close towards B main. This allows the stack from WADA to be even more comfortable, but again, already going to be punished.
Everything is set up so perfectly. Guard the Owl drone. Works out beautifully with the high setup. You pinch back in through mid-market. There's absolutely no one home at mid lane. Should be pretty casual in terms of a start here for MIBR. Yep. All right, go next.
Spike planted.
Yeah, just about trying to do maybe a little bit of damage if possible, or deny some of these ult orbs over to the side of MIBR with how quickly this team is cycling into a couple of these ultimates. And for the side of MIBR, I mean, they're going to be happy. We're going to see them going for that buy once again, like this FPX buy that they've been doing with the pistol. So should be 2 Vandals picked up into the next round for, again, a very strong bonus to be coming through here. And we saw them convert that last time around here on Sunset.
Very true. Very true. Well, it's early days, but it's starting to feel a lot like how map number 1 had started. And again, I get it. It's pistols. Things happen. It's just the flawless nature of all of this that is concerning. You know, I think just how the start had happened in the first round. And like you mentioned, now we've got a very formidable bonus coming through. Shock darts, blinds, whatever. If you're out of VR, you're not posturing for any aggression through B main yet. And instead, they're going to walk down with the Owl drone through mid.
And again, these B crunches are going to be so important the key to success that they found on Sunset as well, trying to isolate whether it was Juna or Starbound. Not gonna be able to land that shop with the Outlaw either.
Well, a little crossfire setup could provide something for WADA, but after Juna gets the first and tries to reposition, the second line of defense cannot provide anything further. So 4v2, 4v3, as now the defense is moving quickly back through mid. Nice backside corner. They thought the Nano was going to possibly push them out, or pardon me, the Fragment was going to push them out. Not the case. So Juna finds one more. And the knife reveals both, though MIBR will just bunker up and play the post plant from on site.
Yeah. For the side of MIBR, I mean, they're going to just be so comfortable with these crossfires that they have set up, these contact plays that are available. Adora does have one flash that could potentially break that up, though.
Yeah, they just don't know that there are 3 members inside the site. Whoa, a little mistake there from Lissa. Thought that they had already finished Adora. That wasn't the case, so now it's to the 1v2. Australis has given away their position, and yep, again, MIBR just even like right there, how they kind of rotate around to get 2 different angles completely on how that dark cover could be exited from. It's just no stone is left unturned here for MIBR, and they're reaping the reward of that.
Yeah, just those mid-fight protocols are just so well done. The synergy on this team has been absolutely sublime to see. And these mid-crunches are something that WADA are going to have to continue to be wary of. That understanding of the win condition, of trying to isolate Starbound in those moments, Juna in those moments, and trying to take advantage of the fact that they don't have like insane utility to necessarily hold mid like crazy. And the first peak already coming in here, Starbound unable to react, and SRN picking up the first.
Yeah, that's a, you know, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you type of situation. As the power of the scope takes care of the headhunter. Juna revealed, has to retreat a little bit further back over towards sidewalk at B. Doesn't fully leave the site though.
Portal closed.
Dora looking for something at mid, nothing home, and that will reset the defense back to a 2-2 split.
Still a little bit of delay with the Thorns here from Juna, but still a minute to work with on the clock here for the side of MIBR. They can hear that utility right on the other side of the wall here as well.
Here comes the flood of util. Razors will stop things for a moment, but here comes the flood. Shock dart just a little bit wide. Smokes replaced back at mid, and the straight shots from Power Pixel have revealed their position. Spike will very comfortably make their way on, and WADA will try to regain 3v5 with just Sheriffs.
Seeing what these Game Changer Sheriffs can absolutely do. This is positioning, though, should be really hard to break back in here for the side of WADA.
Yeah, just crossfire setup keeps that staircase side safe. SRN deals with 1. Power Pixel does convert over towards stairs side though. But startup with the scope, no worries there. And that is comfortable 4-0. I mean, this has been domination for MIBR in every form of the game so far. The 3 rounds that they've lost, you can credit to a couple of different kind of monkey wrench type situations that we saw from WADA, especially on the defensive side, getting aggressive, getting a couple of opening kills. But the other one is a thrifty. That's all they've gotten so far. It's been perfect for MIBR, legitimately.
It definitely has. And the first timeout to be called here on Ascent on the side of WADA. Back on Sunset, they used both in that first half, and man, I gotta give a lot of credit over to the coaching staff on the side of WADA, though. King Fred, he was just in Sao Paulo for Ascension, for Winthrop, and then having to do such a quick turnaround here for this Americas LCQ is definitely exhausting, and the amount of work that he has put in for this WADA team has definitely shown throughout the past couple of stages of Game Changers, with the results that we've seen from this squad being able to take the title during kickoff and then second and third within the consecutive events of 2025. But right now, up against international competition, struggling to find those answers for the side of WADA. I think we saw a little bit of that success when they're being a bit more proactive on the defense there on Sunset. And I think it's also kind of hard, though, because MIBR don't really give them a lot of opportunities to do that either.
No, there's been 0 opportunities to do that. I mean, you've got 2 players on MIBR who have more collective eliminations or close to than the entire team of WADA. So it's been just like, again, a multifaceted issue where you could call it MIBR doing a better job in the first blood mitigation or just their overall success rate there. That's part of it. There's also been a number of clutches. You got to remember back in the early stages of map 1, MIBR had like 3 different 1v2s in the span of 5 rounds. So it's just shots are not landing either for WADA. It's just, and that's tough. Like coming into a timeout as a coach, it's like, what do I choose to talk about? It's like trying to, I don't even know what, like plug a dam that has 100 holes and you only brought 1 piece of duct tape. Like it's so hard to figure out what's the most important place to start at.
Dark Cover gonna go out over towards A main. One of the thorns dealt with as Sayuri looks to creep up into tree.
Oh my gosh, and we're not watching it. Adora does find 2 from the inside of the site. Still alive, hanging out, but the gate crash is down, so that will be an elimination. Well done. And the numbers will stand with MIBR. Quick contest, though, possible for Juna. Slips across, and finds a collide onto a headshot to 2. So now it's just down to what Bastarda could do. The pings you see on where the spike is planted. Trying to break the door. There's the first toggle. Starbound gonna hold it for now. Little bounce of the nano. Does it get all the way there? No, it does not. And the shot lands for Starbound. WADA on the board thanks to the heroics from Juna.
Much needed round on the board, especially after that timeout that we saw. I like the idea to start that round off, right? We saw them leaving that market space a little bit more open, playing that double up over into B main, understanding that those market crunches just haven't been going well for them. And then this execution, they end up giving up tree just as that A main presence is shown, and buys that time for Sayuri to slip right in. But for the side of WADA, to be able to take this to a third map, you don't want it to come down to those moments where Juna's going to have to get a collateral to get back into that retake, right? We want it to be a lot cleaner on the side of WADA to try and take us all the way to bind.
Yeah, it's been the second line of defense for WADA in both maps so far that have really let down the defensive holds. Because even in that round, Adora gets 2, gets back to the back of the site, but there's no follow-up to dominantly control the A site until Juna is called upon, so... Null command out through mid, MIBR showing forth, but the spike is not a part of this play. So is this actually a commitment? Seems like no. But it does pull WADA's defense completely out, and look at the walk down for Bastarda. Oh, is that mutual information? May not. They know Adora is also nearby. Glass is broken, and the spike will be planted on A instead.
Spike planted.
2 players doubled up over towards Jenny. It's going to be
Again?
that collateral once again here. Adora to pick that one up this time. And Mel gonna have to go for a quick reposition with that Hunter's Fury online.
Well, the problem is you're gonna have to get here to help defensively. It's just SRN by themselves. You know Starbound is watching this, and yep, dance with the devil long enough. The devil will connect. Juna on for the defuse, recon bolt mitigated, and that will be another round for WADA. And another great double kill that comes through. Adora is able to find 2 once more and give WADA the numbers much better than what we saw in map 1.
And now I'm looking over at MIBR and I'm thinking, okay, I think we're going to see that shift back towards B and mid because these A site holds just haven't been working out very well for them. The retake's much more comfortable for the side of WADA there, and it'll be just that lean back over towards the B side. You'll still have this over at A Cats trying to keep an eye on any of those walk-ups that might happen here. But the adjustments coming in from this setup.
Yes, a little bit of aggression from Starbound revealed. And the angle at mid is 1, but a lot of tools available for WADA. Dimensional Drift, if you want to try to play for a retake onto one of the 2 sites. Also, the Steel Garden gives Juna some stayability, if you want to call it that. And instead, it will be MIBR showing force at tree. Australis has to take the battle, does not come through. Adora follows up for the trade, but is punished in their own right. On the follow-up, Power Pixel just can't stay a part of the play, so that's just so tough. I mean, you've got the opportunity, to still hold the line here with Starbound. You had the Dimensional as Drift as well to try to slow down the hit, but instead it's going to be a 2v3. And on top of that, Bastarda does have a lockdown if things get mixy.
You should run.
Yeah, feeling the need to fully re-clear over towards Cat as well, knowing that MIBR have gone for so many of those late backstabs. now having to fully walk away as the lockdown buys all that time that's needed, save these weapons into the next round here. MIBR, that mid play works out so well. Just that understanding again of WADA's hold just being a little bit weaker towards that mid side of the map if Starbound's not able to connect with that first engagement. And I think what's also tough, Shift, is like for Starbound, I feel like there's just so much pressure on them to be able to perform on this chamber.
Agreed.
Right? Because you need to frag out on this agent. That's like what the entire kit is about, is being able to put that pressure on the other team just purely from your positioning because you are hitting those shots. And that's been the game plan for WADA all season long. It's been a lot of just trying to allow Starbound to feel flexible in being able to go for those fights. But then a lot of the times we also don't see like that support that Starbound needs to really be successful in that
Agreed.
moment. Like,
Agreed.
You're not seeing that recon being shot out. You're not seeing that 0 point being shot out for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
It's their job.
I was gonna say the other part about it is this is an entire agent committed to just having sniper rifle up more often. So again, it's very one-dimensional in a lot of regards. But first blood this time does come through. Starbound starting to heat up just a touch. But where are we going? Trying to set up a little bit of a double up over at A. Does lead to a 1-for-1 exchange, but now the offense has numbers to try to play over towards WADA's setup at B.
That wall still hasn't been dealt with quite yet. Trying to get the trigger down.
Starbound looking for a peek. Footsteps possibly heard there. Flash out. Starbound not affected. Oh, comes up just a little bit wide though onto Bastardo, who now makes their way in towards sidewalk.
Oh,
And the spike is rotating back through mid, and no one's looking for it. Oh no. So now you've got a backdoor entryway to A. Australis is stuck playing at Catwalk, and you have to worry about what the timing of this lurk is going to look like. This 1v1 in the middle of the map could be everything. And Australis will reveal their position and allow this post plant to be affirmed for MIBR.
Yeah, this is really going to come down to turning their back on tiles there as well. Bastardo's timing has been so good, so consistent. I feel like we've given SRN so much praise for how good they are at being that round opener, but Bastarda has consistently been that player for MIBR to put these rounds and net them here for MIBR.
Drop down on the way. Sayori, the first line of defense of the post plant, and that's all you need. Yeah, I mean, again, you can take a look at the individual skill discrepancy. The scoreboard will give you better commentary than I think you and I could, but there just has not been a good second protocol of how the defense is working. As soon as the first line of defense is tested or pushed back or even just kind of equally exchanged, the second line's just not there. Power Pixel has been caught trying to reposition, it feels like, almost every single execute, and that's an issue. It's just, I don't know, it feels very flat, very one-dimensional for WADA, and MIBR are taking it and running away with it.
Yeah, looking to get a lot more aggressive over towards B main this time around, following up with the drone here as well. I like the Nano Swarm in protocol just to deny that angle a little earlier. That turret's still going to remain up here.
And again, Starbound is your first line of defense. They have to snap back into B, and look how long it's taking for the rest of the defense to get established of what they want to do. Oh, that's not good news. Power Pixel's Recon Bolt goes nowhere. So now you're missing out on some pretty key utility, but WADA have guessed correctly in terms of where the stack is going to be at.
We'll see how the firefight is going to look.
Yeah. Well,
One enemy remaining.
that's about all you need right there. I mean, wow. I don't know, Ash. I think we were looking at this WADA's team, especially after the tight Map 5 loss that they had in the lower bracket finals versus YFP, and thinking, okay, like a team that kind of came onto the scene this year as a major force, but have filtered and phased out just a touch. And I think we were all thinking that WADA, after that last showing, was going to be a major contender here, but MIBR have not sweat once in this series.
No, they're so confident about their ability to take it to tomorrow's match, and then I think confident as well as being able to take that position, that final spot here for America as the Game Changers Championships. For WADA, composition's always been kind of that conversation here, and again, shut down early on the side of Starbound. So
I mean, we've got... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, you're running this chamber comp, you get a lot to take when you've been running it for 3 stages in a row.
We just came with gunfights.
It's clear that they've done their homework too and understanding how they want to isolate all of these players on the side of WADA.
Yeah, I mean, we're just not with gunfights right now after WADA. And on top of that, you're in a round, number 10 here, where you've got the Odin up. So you've got an extra tool that often, like we've seen, you pull an Odin and a sniper rifle, the defense shouldn't lose rounds. Like, it just shouldn't happen. There's just so much shutdown potential, but shots are not landing right now. And MIBR are in their bag, as the kids say.
I feel like even during Ascension, though, there were so many of those conversations around like how hard it can be to even try to find that momentum when the crowd is so against you, too. Like, they're consistently fueling the side of MIBR. For WADA, it's been tough, but overall, the story of this series so far has just been MIBR fully in that driver's seat. Everything is going right for how they want to play all of these rounds out. It's not even just the shots that are hitting, the utility has also been perfect.
Yeah. Well, knives are out here for SRN First Blood Good, and MIBR are already on a teleport across, gets them more control of the site, and then behind that, Sayori will jump in, get the plant, and that will be a null command, which could be massive towards trying to shut things down. If a Hunter's Fury were to be popped in this close corner, if you were to see something like a Steel Garden, which should be popped here. Not sure what we're waiting for. A couple of utility spams coming out, but we're not using it in round 11 where we need to win this round with pistols. SRN on the corner, shut down. Okay, now it should be time to go. What are we waiting for? We need to get in. We need to get in. What is happening? Like, am I losing my mind?
Yeah, you're not losing your mind. I think that for the side of MIBR, the fights have just been so good for them. Tree is also really hard to try and break through when you've got like an Odin staring you down, but you can tell how much fun MIBR are having on stage right now. It's consistently been laughs and smiles across the board, aside for a couple of those more serious moments where you see Sayuri, you know, really calling for the next round. We'll see how this just played out into the replay, right? I mean, it is just so deadly trying to push back in through this small choke. You've got all of those players on the side of MIBR just staring you down with their barrels.
It's been a runaway part 2. 9-2 the count, last of the half. Op Odin, Dimensional Drift. WADA looking for some early aggression. Oh my goodness, the timing of this is supreme. Lissa's gonna realize the Dimensional Drift is up top towards A. Can they find one? 1v1 with Australis, backs up, hits the decoy. But now the threat, over towards B main. Starbound, the only defender in place. Is there a chance to try to get something here? Get this defense into play. Tag is out, Adora able to convert. Sayori still trying to hold, not able to avoid though off of the paranoia, and WADA looking clean as Starbound stays planted in the backside of arches. And that'll be enough for them to get 3 before we get to the halftime. Okay, that's better, but I still have a lot of issues.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice adjustment coming out from WADA, right? The play with the Dimensional Drift gets all the information that they need. Starbound understands the need to reposition towards backside on B, play bunkered to buy time for the rest of the team to make that rotation happen, especially isolating that Smokes player so early on, right? That consistent lurker in Lissa on the side of MIBR. Consistently punished at the very least on those lurks at times, making it a bit easier to find those retake opportunities here, Shift. But for WADA, again, we talked about how important these pistol rounds are throughout this entire series. They've got to get this next one.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, it just feels like much of the same. Not great news, and well, You can see the win percentages across the screen right there. Things had looked pretty comfortable overall, but so far it's been nothing but MIBR dominance. And now you get to pick your Phantom. Which would you pick, Ash? I'm definitely going Phantom Blast as well, I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh, I have the Blast X, so I gotta go for the Blast X. But the Radiant Entertainment System also pretty good. We're getting the little fan reacts too as well. I love these little moments that we can take during our breaks, right? To actually like connect with the crowd, see how things are going.
Whoa.
Like it is an insanely full crowd with a sick chamber cosplay here for the squad. But you just love to see the support for Game Changers, for these Valorant events. But for me, I just really love like how much the community really always shows up for GC.
It's been an awesome initiative, to be sure. One that has, I would say, the staying power that I would say a lot of the other esports would be jealous of. Right now, MIBR, loving the energy, loving the vibe. And there is something to be told, again, like we talked about, like this Swiss stage is a one-day affair. And to feel this confident and this dominant, I'm sure MIBR feel like they could beat anybody without much cause for concern right now. Whereas for WADA, this sets up, I think, a lot of panic. They do a 9-3 half. Of course, if you're a Valorant fan, you know what they say about 9-3 halves. But this series has not felt like one of those where you're going to get a 9-3 comeback unless something dramatic changes, especially out of your control and initiators at the bottom of the scoreboard for WADA.
Yeah, no. It's definitely been a tough one, that is for certain. This early map select in the veto just very much so leaning on the side of MIBR. I think in Sunset and Ascent, again, that thought of maybe having some sort of lesson that was taken away from those losses they previously experienced. But I love that protocol proactivity on defense from MIBR, already fully clearing out B main. Such like a fast ability to flood on this retake on A.
Pistols gonna be traded. Wow, Bastarda in the corner goes completely unchecked and connects onto every shot for 3. And yeah, the vibes are flowing. So that gets you to double digits. And the problem with that is, for WADA, they really don't get many eliminations. So this is normally a situation you'd be talking about force buying, but they're really not gonna be able to afford much.
Yeah, no spike initiation, none of those picks to come through. It's definitely a dire economy situation on the side of WADA. They will opt for the save, just trying to make the following rounds as clean as possible with the weapons that they can garner. MIBR. Look how comfortable they are, like sitting a bit further back, right?
Yeah.
It's also that understanding of knowing that, okay, a lot of these rounds open up and it starts with Starbound just finding a pick that someone that's trying to hold a little bit more dry.
SRN does catch some information, but you have the safety net of the alarm bot behind this. Oh, we're getting eliminations with nano swarms through walls. Hello? What are we talking about? MIBR could do no wrong. Oh, mercy. I mean, woof with a capital W. WADA can just do nothing. They can't find any entry. They can't find any luck at all. And now it's down to a 2v5. And I just don't think unless you start hitting shots, there's any chance of this even getting through. And it's going to be a full ace from Bastarda, who has popped off on the main stage today.
She has been absolutely incredible, not just on Ascent, but on Sunset as well. A consistent thorn in the side there of WADA, always aware of the fact that she might be taking that opportunity to lurk, changing up her role as well here on Ascent, where she's sticking with the pack a little bit more, and it was Alyssa really going for a lot of those like flank opportunities. For Bastarda, Dan was talking about it on the desk too, like how major of a pickup she was for this team, like the additional experience and firepower she brings to the table, and that flexibility there as well, that has helped them find so much success now into the late stage of the 2025 season.
Well, I just, this is tough. Like, when you're at this point where you've won, what, 6 total rounds so far into the late stages of a second map, what do you call here? What do you do? Because everything off of timeouts hasn't really provided anything. So it's, are we overthinking it? Do we just need to play some instinctive Valorant? That works. SRN interestingly enough, one of those shots kind of went through the wall. Doesn't make a difference. There's still a trade. We go 4v4, and WADA still don't really have much map presence, and that could get worse as Bastarda almost walks into a free double kill, but a quick reaction from Adora has the numbers to WADA, and Starbound off of the reload is looking to put the pressure onto A main while the hit through tree is on the way.
Not able to find anything there at the very least, so finally on the side of WADA finding success with Sayuri, only a classic in hand, and a round win there. As clean as they could want when it comes down to only losing one of those weapons on the side of WADA. But again, still, that uphill battle for them. It's going to be this continuous grind if they do want that opportunity to take it all the way to bind.
All right, let's go. You know, let's see some competitive Valorant. I think we're all on board for that. MIBR though will have that Operator Odin combination. Deadly, to put it plainly. The Outlaw for Starbound could still pack a bit of a punch. Anything with the scope on it, you feel like Starbound's good with. Sayori, a little flash play just to try to challenge any stray members at A main. They set up the dark cover to block, and as the Owl Drone comes through mid, SRN will be tagged by that, and it gives Starbound a chance to hold this angle just a touch longer, but there will be no second effort for it as the defense will clear with an Owl Drone of their own.
Just taking a beat here on the side of WADA. See what information they can garner. You get the timing there on that 0 point. Adora not hit by it. One's able to go out with a solid set of flash.
Oh, this takes a significant amount of damage through the wall. Sayori's still in a great spot, unbeknownst to the offense. Alarm bot comes out, preemptive lockdown to stop the play at B. Love that call because you still have this double setup at tree. Have to guard mid though, and that's going to be held over to Sayori to back up. Lisa still trying to hang, has a dark cover to play with. Paranoia left to use to flush out Trooper. There's no commitment through that. We're running out of time here, and as the lockdown expires, a late rotation for WADA to try to get it to B.
This player is still bunkered on site. Bastarda able to get one. Melissa revealing her location, but the flash doesn't connect.
Oh, can't get the sights back up. As Melissa will drop the scope. Also connects for Starbound. SRN, Sayori in a 2v4. Australia still playing at main. Knife should reveal a little bit, but Adora has picked up the Odin and makes good use of it. Just down to SRN, who gets blindsided by Australis at B main, and WADA starting to build a couple of rounds in a row.
Okay, this is a start for the momentum on the side of WADA. Still, you can tell the team fully locked in here, trying to keep their cool on stage. For them, they're also looking to put out their best showing. Regardless of the results, they want to prove that they are still the WADA that we saw in NA, right? To be going up against interregional competition, you want to be putting your best foot forward. They haven't had that opportunity to fully get online and look as comfortable as we've seen them be for online events. MIBR looking for an opportunity to walk up here over towards A main.
Well, this is big because, yeah, WADA, they've got the ability to use this Odin. 1 for 1, though. Not bad news for MIBR. Here comes the quick engagement back over towards B. The spike is not here yet, though. So Bastarda's going to transmit this information and see if the defense can rotate quickly. Cannot find the first connection, though, as Starbound is able to land the shot. Oh, no! Are we kidding? Adora gets caught on the cross. And now you've got defensive pressure at main. Australis gets pushed off, and time is going to be an issue, but Juna may have saved the round with that elimination there. You still have to get the spike, though. And there's an Odin in play for Sayori. Holding the angle. Do you have anything to clear this? Oh, thank goodness for Starbound, because it looked like it was about to be a blunder situation, but no, WADA survive.
A much needed round for them to continue forward with, denying that Thrifty on the side of MIBR. But at the same time, it's not a round that they feel like they can celebrate either. They wanted to keep as many of those weapons as possible into the next round, really try to build up that economy to give them the best opportunity possible in this second half to close up their opponent's map pick. And that got way too close for comfort now.
Yeah.
SRN has that operator out. Full holding over towards mid. Won't be contested.
Oh, the startup is going to be pushed and dealt with, but Lissa, second line of defense, holds strong. Paranoia stops the initiation through A. Aldrone will get confirmation of what's actually on site, though. SRN, your time to shine. First shot lands, almost gets a collab in there. Starbound trying to get aggressive with the opposite. Oh, but SRN, huge shot lands. And now it's just down to Starbound, and they've seen them in the corner. No worries there. MIBR respond prolifically with a 12.
Consistently so impressive. The repositions, the re-peaks from SRN, the confidence in this duelist player from MIBR is unlike any other. And this is a player where, again, the Dusk is talking about the fact that they currently hold those records within the Game Changers circuits for the most kills in a single series, as well as the most kills in a single map at 50. And although they're quote-unquote having a quieter performance here on Ascent, because the rest of the team has definitely been picking up a lot of those picks, you can just see it in the manner in which they play.
Yeah. Woof. That is a statement round. And there's a lot to be said, I think, about, you know, your opponent is starting to build a couple in a row. You can start to maybe lose a little bit of confidence, start to maybe shaking your shoes just a touch. But MIBR, that was the first moment that you start to say, whoa, hold on, wait a second. And once they kind of pump the brakes and get a moment to kind of recollect themselves with full weaponry, they respond with some emphasis, to put it plainly. So another discussion moment here for WADA to try to find a way to bring this thing all the way back, but it's more than an uphill mountain here. This is an uphill mountain on top of another mountain surrounded by mountains around it. It's not great news.
It definitely isn't. For WADA as well, like, you think about how important this first series win could be for MIBR, right? And for WADA, if it does come down to that 1-1 scoreline, they also want to have that ability to contest as much as possible when it does come down to that round differential.
Yeah.
But Starbound shut down here once again by SRM.
Oh, nice tracking there for Power Pixel with the Hunter's Fury. Oh, mercy. Just a stray bullet to the forehead of Adora has them down to, what, 5 HP. So, numbers and health advantage, well, really just health advantage goes the way of MIBR. Power Pixel backing up. Maybe they get a read that MIBR is playing through mid, but oh, wow. There may have been 1 pixel of space between those two players, and somehow Power Pixel misses the shot. Follow-up, though, good for June. Oh, not good for 3, though. And so it's going to be a 2-on-2, but Adora is low on health. Lissa's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and Australis will punish, leaving it onto the shoulders of Bastardo, who's been incredible.
We've seen her in a situation like this before in that 1v2, and she won it on Sunset earlier today, not too long ago. Investment of all this utility being telegraphed here with 30 seconds on the clock. Bastardo is going to feel pretty comfortable just walking straight out of that smoke, trying to deny this plant on site.
First one will be the most difficult.
One enemy remaining.
Unless it's the one that's on 1 HP. Now the turret is up. Confirmation that Australis is playing low. Can you connect under the headshot if you're Bastardo for the 1v2 and the map win? Australis still trying to dance. Oh, and the creation of space and time has Australis searching! And what a snap for Bastardo, who has been unbelievable in this series. Capitalizes with an exclamation point as MIBR stormed their way to a 1-0 early.
Another Red Bull clutch coming out for Bastardo for that 2-0 that you were talking about here for MIBR. She has been an incredible addition to MIBR after leaving their rival team of Team Liquid to join this squad. She does it again, and it is just insane in which this showing of MIBR has turned out here. Shift, I think we talked about how close this series could be. I think